Why a man stops being good to you. When a man no longer treats you well, no longer proactively cares about you, worries about you, or foolishly sacrifices everything for you. The truth isn't that he's changed. It's that he can no longer find meaning or motivation in being good to you.
Hello everyone, this is Magbo Gaming here, back at Angry Guys channel. Hope you're all doing well. And today we are going to tackle another Manosphere content. Yep, from the YouTuber Cyphdef. I think this is another video I commentated at because the other video I commentated was not so long ago, I believe. Now, this is why men are done playing nice. So yeah guys, times are bad, jobs are being lost, and if you are losing your job, if you get laid off and stuff, you possibly will get homeless in a few months or a few weeks if you don't own anything, and if you're still renting and you own nothing, and be happy. Yes, so if you're in that situation, I urge you to try to get out there and bring your own business for yourself. You could check out the Angry Creator Academy, and we have a free creator blueprint for you to be able to look into and be able to learn how you can use YouTube to leverage your business. Because honestly, we all need to have our own brand. We need to have something going on with us, because we cannot be depending on these jobs anymore. We cannot be depending on women in order to be happy, because now men are done playing nice when it comes to relationship, when it comes to jobs, and they're just getting fed up of all the BS, all the lies that they have been told, and all the time they have wasted with the wrong women and with the wrong type of job environment that they have no control of. Yeah, we're gonna discuss all that very soon. Also, I just wanted to add, if you agree to these type of videos, be sure to give it a like, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and click the bell next to it so you could not miss any new Angry Guy videos ever again on your device. And it could definitely help have these videos reach out to more people. And you can also check out Angry Guy at Rumble as well, where he doesn't hold back his curses and stuff, because here on YouTube is a censor station. Any little thing you say could get censored. But over there in Rumble, you have freedom of speech, a lot better than on YouTube. Anyway, let's get started with this commentary, and I'll commentate as we go through. Let's start.
Broken between men and women. You can feel it in every conversation about relationships, every discussion about marriage, every debate about children. We've reached a point where the two genders are operating from completely different playbooks, and men are finally realizing that playing by the old rules means losing everything. Let me explain why men across the world are done being the understanding, accommodating, self-sacrificing good guys that society demanded we be. The ideological divide between genders has become a canyon. I see it every day in my practice. A man talks about wanting a traditional family structure, not because he wants to oppress anyone, but because he's seen what works. He's immediately labelled as controlling, outdated, toxic. Meanwhile, she wants all the benefits of traditional male provision, while maintaining complete independence and authority.
Yeah, we are seeing that a lot of men are being talked down just because they are dominant, just because they are acting like a man actually has to act towards a woman, to have authority, to be able to stand up for himself, to be able to have the woman submit to him, but in a way not for of respect, of course. That she understands her place, he understands his place, and they could both collab. But now, like, women are labeling these men as toxic, as dominant, or anything negative like that. And, you know, they're playing the powerful victim role, you could say.
These aren't compatible worldviews, and pretending they are is destroying relationships. Here's what's really happening. Each side has created a narrative where they're the hero and the other is the villain. She sees herself as breaking free from oppression, pursuing empowerment, claiming her independence. He sees himself as offering stability, commitment, and partnership, only to be treated like an ATM with no authority. Neither can understand why the other doesn't see it their way.
Yeah, basically the woman wants to maintain control. She wants to be the dominant, and they don't see nothing wrong with that. Besides, the man, if he's playing that same role, then he's being abusive, then be accused for all sorts of crimes, send him to jail. But yet when the woman does it, they cheer her on and saying, yeah, you go girl, that's how you're supposed to be with a man, you're the beautiful one, you're the prize. But in reality, the man is actually the prize. The man is the one that could provide, the man that could actually provide, and they could live on their own. They don't need a woman. And when they see women acting like that, they say, I'm just gonna walk away because she doesn't deserve my kindness. She doesn't deserve me taking care of her or anything like that. Like, if a woman is like that with me, very dominant, trying to act like I'm the villain and stuff, then she does not deserve me whatsoever. I'm just gonna walk away because I do not want to be involved with any of these toxic traits from a woman. So yeah, you really got to stand up for yourself. And a lot of men out there these days, they don't know how to stand up for themselves. They've forgotten how men are supposed to be. They've forgotten their roles, and they're letting pretty much the women step all over them, pretty much.
This loss of empathy in gender relations is staggering. I had a couple in counselling where the wife couldn't understand why her husband was upset about being excluded from decisions about their children's education. I'm the mother, she said, as if that explained everything. When I asked her how she'd feel if he made financial decisions without her input, she said that was completely different. But it's not different. It's the same dismissal of a partner's involvement. The conversations reveal how deep this emotional detachment goes. When men express wanting equal say in family matters, they're told they're trying to control. When they step back and let her lead, they're criticized for not being involved enough. When they
It's basically like there's no winning for men. Like when a man trying to be reasonable and they're trying to set the rules and stuff, it's like one way or another, when a man says something, like you're walking on eggshells and they're seeing you like a villain and you're trying to do everything right. But then it's like you could tell that the indoctrination is so strong on a lot of these women today when it comes to social media, when it comes to the TV sets and all that stuff, when it comes to a lot of music saying that women is the best and men are not so good, or men trying to submit to females and being simps and stuff like that. That's what's glorifying in today's society, and that needs to stop, honestly.
hurt about being sidelined, they're told to stop being dramatic. There's literally no acceptable way for men to advocate for their own involvement. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the systemic imbalance in family courts. For decades, the legal system has operated on the assumption that mothers are inherently better parents. Fathers were visitors in their children's lives, weekend entertainment, check writers. This wasn't based on evidence or child psychology. It was based on outdated gender assumptions that somehow only seem to matter when they benefit one side. I've counselled hundreds of divorced fathers, and their stories are heartbreakingly similar. Good men, involved fathers who suddenly find themselves reduced to every other weekend. Men who coached Little League, did homework every night, never missed a recital. Now they're getting 2 days a month if they're lucky. And society wonders why men are checking out of family formation. The bias isn't subtle. Judges who assume mothers are naturally more nurturing. Lawyers who advise men to just accept standard visitation. Court evaluators who scrutinise fathers for working full-time, but don't question mothers for the same. The system has...
The whole gender role thing is very unfair, I'll tell you that much. They want to make women seem like they're the good guys, they can't do any wrong, they could get away with all their misdoings, and that they're just giving too much power to women, when in fact it's not even fair for the men. Like, it's like society is really trying to destroy its men, and a society without a man is not a society, like Angry Guy says. Like, there is no, without men being appreciated, without them receiving support, the society that you're seeing today will probably not be around, because most of all the hard work and building and stuff were all by men. They were all made by men, and they do not see that way. They're living in la la land. They think that they could run society without man, or they could rule society without working hard for it. It's like they really spoil women to the point that, well, they're so delicate, they are so, heartwarming and stuff. Women are so beautiful. There's a lot of men that are abusive towards women, which is true. It's true that there are a lot of men that are abusive towards women, but that's not all men. That's just a certain percentage of men doing that. But I'm pretty sure most men really want to be good people. They want to be able to provide for their family and be able to help them out in any ways they need. Yeah, so, times are tough these days for men, but for women too. Hard times are already here, guys. Jobs are disappearing fast. And if you lose yours today, you could be homeless in a few months or a few weeks. But for you, it doesn't have to be this way. You are watching this video right now, and you are opening your mind to the many options you have and how wrong the society really is, and how you cannot depend on society to be able to make a living. Because when times are tough, you're probably going to be left behind. So I urge you to look for your own. Try to make your own brand. You could check out the Angry's Creator Academy and learn how to build your own online business using YouTube to grow it, since it's one of the most popular platforms out there. No joke. And you could also get the free creator blueprints when you sign up today. So the link is in the description. Check it out now.
Why a man stops being good to you. When a man no longer treats you well, no longer proactively cares about you, worries about you, or foolishly sacrifices everything for you. The truth isn't that he's changed. It's that he can no longer find meaning or motivation in being good to you. If a man was initially very attentive to you, remembering casual requests you made, proactively handling daily matters, always prioritizing your feelings, his goodness toward you unreserved and reckless, but then gradually became cold and distant, no longer proactively sharing daily life, no longer venting frustrations to you, even able to go a whole day without contacting you if you don't reach out first, don't think he's had a change of heart or stopped loving. It's just that he's increasingly clear inside that all his efforts not only received no deserved response but lacked even basic respect. Your repeated actions made him increasingly aware. His previous wholehearted, delighted attempts to please you, you didn't care at all. He saw you close with others, couldn't help feeling jealous. You called him petty with strong control issues. He confided inner grievances and sadness. You thought him melodramatic, full of negativity, even told him to shut up. He proactively cared, reminding you to dress warmly, bring an umbrella. You found him annoying, too nagging. His patience, his enthusiasm, this is how your repeated lack of appreciation and trampling extinguished it. So now he understands. Since you don't cherish it, rather than continuing this warm face against your cold indifference, better to release himself. He forces himself to stop being good to you. Your lack of appreciation, your hot and cold perfunctoriness, you never cherished his determination to walk through life with you. And he thoroughly overestimated his position in your heart.
Okay guys, so let's get on with the commentary a little bit more before we get to the conclusion.
Rigged for so long that people think the rigging is natural law. But here's where things get interesting. Reform is becoming a turning point for parental equality. Several states and countries have started implementing default 50-50 custody laws. Equal time, equal responsibility, equal authority. And guess what's happening? The people who claim to want equality are losing their minds. Kentucky passed a shared parenting law.
That's very interesting because now they're trying to make the laws more fair so that the woman will be just as responsible and accountable as the man. And that's how it should be. It should be 50-50, sharing 50-50 responsibilities towards taking care of the child, trying to lead the child to the right path in life. And they each have to play their roles. They each have to talk it out, agree on what they're gonna do, and try to make this work one way or another. Because if they're just separate, it's gonna traumatize the child. Yes, it's gonna affect the child that you care so much, women. And if you try to take the men out of it, you don't realize that the child is gonna not have a very well developed mind once they grow to an adult. They're not gonna be the same, and that's why we have so many broken women and so many broken men out there today, because a lot of them are born without fathers. Many are born without mothers as well, but a lot more without fathers. And that's something that's really breaking the family unit these days. It's very important to consider these things. Otherwise, what's the point of having a family? Like, if I don't find someone that will understand that on my perspective, and we could agree that we work hard for the children and stuff, well, guess what? I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be at peace. I gotta protect my peace. I don't want any drama from these women, because these women are not providing anything good for the men. They are just using them as ATM machine. They're being very selfish. They're not being only selfish with the men, but they sometimes are being selfish with their child as well. because they want to raise the child the way they want to raise it. And sometimes it's not always the right way.
Feminist organizations fought it tooth and nail. Florida tried to pass similar legislation, and it was vetoed after massive pressure from women's groups. Why? If equality is the goal, why fight equal parenting? Because it was never about equality. It was about maintaining advantage while claiming victimhood. The shifting divorce trends after legal change tell the real story. In states with equal custody laws, divorce rates have dropped significantly. Turns out, when both parties know they'll share equal responsibility and can't use kids as weapons, they work harder to make marriages work. When the nuclear option isn't as attractive, people choose negotiation over destruction.
And that's something you have to consider, that in the past, there has been a lot more relationship that works out a lot better. Because back then, the man was the only one that was working. The woman actually is a stay-at-home. So she does her parts to take care of their child and to take care of the house, while the man goes out to work his shift job and be able to make money to provide for the family. That's what I call teamwork there. Like, that's how it should have always been. But nope, since everything is so sky high now, both parents needs to work. They have to take the kids to daycare because none of them are able to take care of because they're both working, and which causes you to spend a lot more money on daycare because they're not cheap, which causes you both to have more stress. And even if both incomes are able to generate a decent amount of money, well, since inflation are sky high today, plus tariffs and all that stuff, sometimes even 2 jobs ain't enough to maintain. You could barely maintain yourself. You're struggling still. And then, how is the child gonna be able to live a happy life if the parents are not around to help them out? They're gonna have to be forced to be alone and try to adapt on their own. And there's not enough development outside their parents. Like, basically, you have to let the government take care of your kid while you two are always working. And especially, God forbid, which happens a lot with couples. Like, for example, the dad has a different shift for 12 hours. The mom has a different shift for 12 hours. Like, completely different shift. And what type of time the man and the woman are gonna be able to have to spend together? Because in the old traditional sense, once the man gets out of work, they're done for the rest of the day. They're pretty much able to spend time with each other at nighttime, be able to have family time together at night, being able to be more healthy. So you get what all this means. This modern society is really degrading the family unit. And it's all planned, honestly. It really is all planned. Because they plan to divide us, they plan to make us weaker, and we gotta wake up and realize that if we want our society to change for the better in the future, because otherwise we are just heading to doomsday pretty much. So if you want to check out the rest of this guy's video, I implore you to do so. I'm pretty sure you could find a lot of value with Sidestep's video. The link to his channel and the video that I was commenting from him will be in the description below. I hope you check it out. You can support him. Definitely encourage it. Yep. And also check out the Angry Creator Academy so you can learn how to make your own brand and be able to market yourself using YouTube today. If you enjoyed this video and really agree to everything that has been said in this video, you could give a like. Yep, click the like button, click the subscribe button and the bell next to it, so you can be able to be notified whenever a new video comes up and you will not miss a single video from Angry Guy ever again. And it will definitely help make this video appear more in the algorithm and a lot more people will be able to check. That will be nice. I will appreciate the help a lot, as always. Check out Angry Guy Rumble as well if you want to see his unfiltered rants and discussion on society, Nintendo and all that stuff. And you could check out my channel as well at Magbo Gaming if you are a gamer into gaming topic, me hunting down video games, me showing off my video game collection. You may find some good content there if you are into retro gaming. Yeah, you can check out my channel below as well. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Magbo out and peace. Bye-bye.